Hi friends, good morning. I hope you all are fine and following instructions of government. Please stay at home and be safety. Take care of you and your family. Have a nice and healthy day. Today we'll see new topic which is type 1 and type 2 superconductors. Basically type 1 and type 2 superconductors, the formation or their conditions required to become superconductors, that is critical magnetic field, critical temperature, are similar, but only difference is their behavior in magnetic field. Basically in Mesmer effect, depend on that we are getting two different type of superconductors, that are the type 1 and type 2 superconductors. Today we'll see these two types depends on their behavior we are classified, and in terms of difference, just we'll see the difference between these superconductors. So we see the difference between type 1 and type 2 superconductors depending on the properties. So first property is Meissner effect. That Meissner effect is, you already know, when we decrease the temperature of conductor below the critical temperature, that time that conductor expel the external magnetic flux of line from that conductor and become superconductor. So in type 1 superconductor, how Meissner effect is observed, that type 1 superconductor exhibit completely Meissner effect, while in type 2 semiconductor they do not exhibit Meissner effect completely. So in some region, some part, type 2 superconductor exhibit Meissner effect, but after that fraction we could not observe Meissner effect completely. Next point is diamagnetic behavior. We already know what is diamagnetic material. Diamagnetic material, that means magnetic susceptibility chi is -1. So in type 1 superconductor, we'll see the magnetic behavior like they show perfect diamagnetic behavior. Means completely the value of magnetic susceptibility is -1. While in type 2, they do not show perfect diamagnetic behavior. Next point is critical magnetic field. That critical magnetic field, you also know what is critical magnetic field. The magnetic field, or we can say the minimum magnetic field required to destroy the superconductivity, is critical magnetic field. So in type 1 superconductor, they have only one critical magnetic field. Means it have particular single value if external magnetic field is equal to that value, that time superconductor lose its superconductivity. While in type 2 superconductor, they have two critical magnetic field. Lower critical magnetic field, which is Hc1, and upper critical magnetic field. So instead of single critical magnetic field, in type 2, there are two critical magnetic field that both we'll see in the diagram. Next point is variation of magnetic field with temperature. Means if temperature changes, how magnetic field vary, that just we see in this diagram. In type 1 superconductor, if you see this diagram, along x-axis there's temperature, and along the y-axis the magnetic field. So up to critical temperature, it shows the superconducting stage, as well as along y direction up to critical magnetic field, it shows superconducting stage, and when it is greater than that time superconductor becomes normal conductor. So, and in type 1 there is only single critical magnetic field, while in type superconductor it has two critical field, lower critical field Hc1 and higher critical field Hc2. Up to lower critical field, the conductor shows perfectly superconducting state, while if magnetic field increases than lower critical field, in between these region, that is lower critical field to higher critical field, conductor shows the mixture of normal and superconducting stage. In other words, we are seeing this stage as vertex stage. This vertex stage is characteristic stage of type 2 superconductor. Next point is the type. Type 1 superconductor is also known as soft superconductor, and type 2 superconductor, they also known as hard superconductor.